Welcome to Tea Time Tech Talks with Chrome OS. I'm Sarah Torney, your host, based in San Francisco. This interview series invites IT professionals from around the world to share how they're deploying cloud technology over the time it takes to drink a cup of tea. We're going to hear from Deji Fatunla from Sunrun. Welcome, Deji. Can you tell us what you do at Sunrun?
Hi, Sarah. Thank you for having me. My name is Deji Fatunla. I lead the corporate engineering team at Sunrun.
It's great to have you on the show. As Deji mentioned, he leads corporate engineering at Sunrun, which is an American provider of residential solar panels and batteries. Chrome OS is their default operating system of choice, and Deji was one of the first to deploy Parallels Desktop for Chrome OS for Sunrun's frontline workers. Let's dive into the discussion. Let's start with a simple location-based question. Where are you located, and what is behind you?
Yes, I'm at the Sunrun Denver office, and at my back or behind me, you can see solar panel, a battery backup solution.
Really cool demo space. Deji, what are your responsibilities at Sunrun?
I lead the corporate engineering team. We manage all our IT operations, hardware, servers, infrastructure, and SaaS applications.
I imagine you were involved with transitioning your teams to remote work as well. What was the transition like?
So for remote work, we've always been a cloud-first company. So transitioning to remote wasn't too difficult, or other than for the customer service, the call center teams. But transitioning wasn't too difficult. We use Chromebooks as a primary device for some departments, so it was pretty easy to transition.
Return to office planning and hybrid work models are certainly top of mind. How would you say Chrome OS is going to fit into your return to office plans?
We're working towards converting all knowledge workers to Chrome OS. There are still a couple of others, but for some department, it is their standard device. So moving forward, we're still working on getting other teams onto Chrome OS. As we plan to return to work, we're looking at making our primary devices Chrome OS, as we've been doing for a couple of years now.
And why is Chrome OS the right solution for a return to office strategy?
It's adaptable, it's fast, and for security and compliance, it meets all our needs.
That's certainly great to hear. Let's chat a bit more about Chrome OS specifically. Across Sunrun, you have a lot of different devices and a variety of departments and use cases. Which departments or workers are using Chrome OS devices?
Departments that primarily use Chrome OS are branch operations and our field sales. It was the first. So for the field sales, that is the default device.
And how has Chrome OS helped frontline workers do their jobs better?
For the frontline workers, they had multiple devices before, and based on the applications being primarily SaaS, we were able to convert them to Chromebooks. And because of the battery life, they are able to do the works, stay longer on their device, and while on the field, also perform optimally.
We love hearing that. So from the IT team's perspective, how have Chrome Enterprise Management tools benefited you and your team?
We looked at the analysis when we're moving to Chromebooks to understand what the benefits would be, and one of them was the ease of management, and that has actually improved our onboarding time for Chromebooks, and also saved us manpower when it comes to rolling it out. Managing Chrome OS is very easy, and it makes it easy to onboard end users.
Those are strong benefits. Which form factor is a fan favorite?
It's the Dell 5300 2-in-1. We could switch out internal hardwares if we needed to. So that's been helpful because we have had to do that for some of our devices.
So you've been customizing the Dell Chromebooks?
Correct. We've been able to customize it, and where we needed to bump up memory, we've been able to do that with the Dell 5300s.
We've talked a lot about devices, but you're also overseeing SaaS solutions. What apps are most workers using?
Employees are right now able to use even the legacy apps, like the applications that need Internet Explorer. They're able to do a lot of their productivity work because most of our apps are SaaS apps.
What would you say are the benefits of using best-in-breed SaaS solutions?
We want to be able to scale easily. If we're 1,000 or we're 10,000, we want to be able to scale. So that's very important. That's one of the reasons we go SaaS over any other tool. And one thing we decide, once we get a new app, there are two things. It must, if it's non-SaaS, it must work with Okta. It must be able to work on a Chromebook.
Well, Okta seems to be like a core solution at Sunrun. How is Okta being leveraged by your organization?
It's identity and access management. So that is where all apps connect to. So um, be it Google Workspace, be it Lucid Chat, be it Workspace ONE, your end users have to be in Okta to get to those apps. Once end users on board, they are able to sign into their device using Okta. The end user says Google page. Once they enter the credential, their username, or which at Sunrun it then triggers Okta identity management.
You had mentioned legacy applications earlier. What were you trying to solve for with VDI solution?
We're trying to get to a point where a Chromebook is our default device. So some of the blockers were AutoCAD, Internet Explorer. So we needed a solution that would enable end users to perform their everyday job on a Chromebook.
Impressive. And you were one of the first to use Parallels Desktop for Chrome OS as well. I've read that Sunrun recently acquired a company. How are you planning to onboard new employees? Are you using Chrome OS Readiness tool to identify which Windows users are ready to switch to Chrome OS?
Currently, we're using it to identify what apps we cannot move to Chrome OS, or what users we cannot move, and what users we can move easily.
Can you tell me what situation the workers were in previously when you acquired the company? What were they using? What devices?
90% of the New York company, they use Windows device, and we are hoping to be able to target the end of life device and convert them to Chrome OS.
From the IT perspective, how is it to manage devices through the Google Admin Console?
So it's pretty seamless to manage. Our endpoint management team are able to perform all functions on the admin console.
We haven't talked too much about security. How is Chrome OS solving for your security needs?
Right now, we're running a project around endpoint encryption, and for us, it's a no-brainer because the Chromebooks come encrypted, and it's very secure for us. We manage patching automatically from the admin console. It's set and forget.
Sunrun is a solar company, so let's switch gears to talk about sustainability. Knowing Sunrun's mission is to be run by the sun, how is Chrome OS supporting Sunrun's sustainability narrative?
It's adaptable and it's more cost-effective for Sunrun. It easily can be transferable to a new employee if one leaves, and we normally do this remote. The battery life also helps because the end users can stay without being tethered to a power connection for a long time.
A lot of roles in companies have evolved significantly due to COVID. What will empower the future of remote work at Sunrun?
Being able to adopt a VDI solution that's cloud-based also is going to come into play. That will also empower remote work. And also looking into Beyond Corp as a model for endpoints in the future.
As we imagine a better future, how can we make IT more diverse and equitable and ensure that we're supporting inclusion?
I lead the retention and progression for the Black Plus ERG. And in IT, we're very passionate about how we address our team members, and we share all occasions.
Very important work. What advice would you have for other IT leaders in terms of ensuring inclusivity?
Leaders need to be open-minded. It's very important. And implicit bias is something that is in everyone. So you have to be able to identify implicit bias and listen to your coworkers.
Great advice. My last question, what motivates you to do what you do?
I've always been passionate about technology since when I was young, and Sunrun gives me a blank or a slate to bring out my ideas into reality.
Thank you so much, Deji, for joining us and for walking us through your Chrome OS journey. It's been great to connect with you today.
It's been a pleasure, Sarah, and thank you.
Oh,